Kenobi.
You remember last time, R2-D2 was sent by the lovely Princess Leia with an urgent message for Ben Kenobi.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
With a tiny rebel starship under heavy attack, R2 and C-3PO flee to the planet below. Will they make it? Will they find Ben Kenobi before Darth Vader finds them? Find out in the next thrill-packed commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Meanwhile, back on the rebel starship, the lovely Princess Leia is brought before the evil Darth Vader. Will he force her to tell the location of the rebel base? And what's to become of R2-D2 and C-3PO as they hurtle toward the desert planet of Tatooine? Find out in the next thrilling commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Somewhere on the barren desert planet of Tatooine, our little hero R2-D2 and C-3PO are searching for Ben Kenobi. Suddenly, they're attacked and captured by the sinister, yellow-eyed Jawas. Will they be sold for scrap? Will they escape to find Ben Kenobi? Find out in the next heart-stopping commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In our last thrilling commercial, old Ben Kenobi had just rescued young Luke Skywalker from the savage Tusken Raiders. It is now some time later as they discover the burned-out remains of a Jawa sandcrawler. Fearing the worst, Luke races for home in a desperate attempt to save his aunt and uncle. What will he find? Stay tuned for the next commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. When last we left Luke, Ben, R2, and C-3PO, they had gone to the Mos Eisley spaceport searching for a pilot who can take them to Alderaan. But once inside a murky bar crowded with bizarre aliens, Luke is attacked by a vicious killer. Can Ben Kenobi save the boy before it's too late? Will they find their pilot in time? Don't miss the next spine-tingling commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Okay, here we've got Jango Fett, the final countback version on an Attack of the Clones card. It's a Canadian card or a South American distribution card, and it has at the back of the figure the brochure that Canadian South American cards come with. So that's not an insert, it's just a brochure showing all the latest figures you could get. It has the languages in English, French and Spanish. They're very reminiscent of the vintage Tri-Logo cards, and AFA describe it as such, a tri-language card. It's a Jango Fett, with the firing gauntlet, which you push into his wrist and it can fire out. And it's quite a good figure, posed in an action pose, so articulation's rather limited, but for the time it wasn't too bad. And his costume is kind of bluish, rather than nowadays they're tending to make the costume more purplish or lavender. There's the backpack. There's a little offer at the bottom there to do with the fan club. You can just see it there, and you can see the grading there. So it's a 75 overall. So yeah, I've got this with the ASCAC because it's also pretty cheap. This one's slightly more than the because of who it was. So this would have been about £12 altogether, plus postage and packaging. So you got Jango Fett, and the grades are 75. Card gets 75, even though the card looks pretty good to me. Bubble gets 80, slightly dented at the top, and figure gets 90. So the figure's a good grade. And it says Jango Fett tri-language Hasbro Europe. So this gets the Hasbro Europe because it's been imported into the UK. So you've got that little white sticker there which says NBC Limited Trollywood Hearts WD3 5LH retained for further reference. So that means that this figure was imported into the UK for European distribution. And then you've got the 3 languages that describe Jango Fett. The bounty hunter Jango Fett is a shrewd mercenary mysteriously linked to the growing separatist army and the unexplained assassination attempt on Senator Amidala. This battle-scarred suit of armour and thick muscular frame are physically imposing, and hidden beneath his sleek domed helmet lies a coarse, pitted face hardened by life of dangerous work and ruthless operations. Armed with dual pistols, a jetpack and a flamethrower, Jango Fett is a mobile arsenal fully equipped for combat, and it shows you what the figure can do at the back. You can push in the flamethrower, flame, and it will fire out. You've got other figures in the range, and you've got Hasbro Canada, Longueuil, wherever, Canada, and then some South American distribution addresses as well at the bottom. So this is a Canadian tri-lingual language card, and it's been imported into the UK. It's Jango Fett, cool figure. Final battle with the flamethrower. This flame can be either up or down. That's a variation there. This one's up. Sometimes it's packed pointing downwards. So there you go. Star Wars. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Okay? I haven't said... Yep, cool. Okay, Star Wars, Jango Fett, wicked figure. Easy to track down, very common. So... picked this up because it was cheap. And plus it's graded. So, there you go. Oops, I said there you go. Oops. I said oops.